Karen?
First, we're going to go to Karen from Lancashire on line 2.
Karen, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
So, do parents have a right to know?
Yes, definitely.
Automatic right to know?
Yes.
So you're not concerned that that might deter some girls from actually seeing a doctor and end up having a baby they never want, ruining their life and the life of the baby?
I think the trust needs to go more in the parents, and a child of that age needs to be helped by the parents as well. I was 16 when I had an abortion.
Right.
And then I never told my parents. I was scared to death. Didn't know what was going to happen, so I just went ahead and did it.
Okay, so let's say you're scared to death of telling your parents. So if you knew that your parents would be told and you're scared to death of how they're going to react, you're not exactly going to rush down to the GP and get the termination sorted out, are you, Karen?
Well, I did.
I know you did, because your parents weren't automatically informed. But if the law was changed and they were informed...
I wouldn't have done that.
Exactly.
My mother would have never let me have done that, and it would have been a better decision for me today, because I don't know if I can have children again. And not only that, it's something that will affect you later on. Abortion, whether you like it or not, will affect you. Right? It's not something that you can just forget about and say it was nothing. It's a life. It's been given to you down from your ancestors, down from your lineage, and you're supposed to give birth to that lineage. Now, if you're not giving birth to that, then somebody's took that away from you. Even when you go into these hospitals and you think these hospitals are helping you and taking your babies, and what they're really doing is they're taking the fetuses and using them to experiment on other drugs.
Well, we're drifting way off the point, and up until that point, I have to say you're being very persuasive, Karen. Thank you very much for the call.
Can I just say something? If you're capable of bearing a child yourself, how can you be considered a child in the first place and then treated like one?
The law, I mean, isn't it?
Yeah, but in other countries, there's different ages of consent and so on, and you know. I mean, if you're conceiving, presumably nature has dictated that you are
capable of having
an adult, I suppose.
It's also about attitude, isn't it, though? I mean, because what we've done, we've got a society where young people think abortion is something you could do on your own. And maybe if we could try and change attitudes so that pregnancy is such a big deal that it shouldn't be something you consider on your own.
Let's see if we can squeeze just maybe 2 more in if we're lucky.
Let's hear from Rachel then in Birmingham on line 1.
Rachel, good morning. Should parents be told?
Absolutely not.
Why are you so passionate about that, Rachel?
Well, I had an abortion myself. I was 19, which is obviously a little later. I never told my parents. I would never tell my parents. There's an instance, one of my friends did have an abortion and did tell her mum, who was, as you said, an avid Christian. Right. Now, what ended up happening was that for weeks afterwards, her mum would come into her room, slam a cup of tea down and say, "Get up, murderer." So it is actually possible that that can happen.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. You know, if you don't, things like illegal backstreet abortions don't just happen for fun. You know, there are social problems that lead to those situations.
Absolutely. What I think should happen is that children, if you are under 16, I think even under 18. I mean, I'm still affected by the fact, and no, I haven't told my parents. My mum would probably be very upset that I haven't told her. Yeah. But I think if you're under 18, then what should happen is you should get sort of an option, right? Okay, we won't tell your parents as long as you agree to come to so many counselling sessions after the abortion.
Great idea, Rachel. Thank you very much for that.
That is a good idea.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Time's rushing on. I mean, we could take calls on that all day, and we had enough to do that as well.